we just got a brand new Donkey Kong Bonanza dedicated Nintendo Direct. And now that I'm able to actually post all the stuff regarding the secrets of the trailers and the gameplay, I can actually talk about how I feel about the game myself. And I have to be really honest with you guys. This game looks phenomenal, man. Seriously, I'm not joking. This is probably one of my top Nintendo Directs ever, and that includes even General Directs. I feel like the pacing, everything handled here was just perfect. And I think Mario Kart World could learn a lot from this. But I see a lot of people just blaming Mario Kart World's Direct for just, not really showing off a lot of good things. And yes, that is the case. There's definitely stuff. After I've played like almost 50 hours of Mario Kart World, I can say there's stuff that they definitely should have at least given us more gameplay looks at, so that way they could actually give us new things to talk about. But there's other problems as well, like the fact that Mario Kart World didn't have much else for them to talk about. I think the main issue here is Mario Kart World is kind of lacking in content. When you look at the stuff that they could have shown, there's no surprises, there's no secrets, there's nothing hidden from us with Mario Kart World. Pretty much everything that we've been seeing was everything that we got. That was it. No secret character, no secret track, beside, of course, Rainbow Road. No real secret mode outside of Mirror Mode, which is in every single Mario Kart for the most part. Yeah, and I think the big, clear difference here is busting out the seams with content and little extra things to do in this game. I mean, if you just watch through this Direct, there's so many little attention to detail things that I noticed with characters interacting with Donkey Kong and Pauline as they dance and move around. There's so many instances where Donkey Kong's punching through wood and you can see little wood chips fly up. It's just so detailed, and there was just so much love you can tell poured into this game from every little nook and cranny and detail. They immediately show something that was supposed to be a massive surprise for us, and that was, Oddrock being Pauline, but Nintendo accidentally already leaked that a while ago, like right after the Switch 2 Direct. So yes, if that wasn't leaked, I'm telling you, that would have even made this even crazier. Like, could you imagine if no one had a clue that Oddrock was going to be Pauline? If we just really thought it was just going to be this little rock character, that would have been a crazy reveal. So yeah, I'm a little upset that Nintendo spoiled that themselves by leaking it. I mean, I'm sure whoever leaked that is in massive trouble, probably even gotten fired or something. Hopefully not though. But yeah, dude, either way, it's just such a cool reveal. I love the way they did it and opened up the show with that big surprise, and then just literally 5 minutes of quick, hey, here's all the moves that Donkey Kong can do, and here's a quick recap of the stuff that we talked about before, and, even a couple of new things in here as well, while also showing us, new looks at new worlds and new areas that we haven't seen before, which is really cool, and it kept my attention the entire time before they quickly just jumped into tons of new stuff. I can't believe how much is just in this game. I thought it was already enough to be able to dig underground and have this full moveset that Donkey Kong has, but adding Pauline and her songs and stuff, and the fact that she's completely full voice act, it feels like they're actually going for maybe a bigger story for a Mario Universe game, which is pretty exciting. Like, they're taking this trip to the center of the universe, or not the universe, but the center of the earth, which is really cool, trying to get to the core, because apparently you can get your wish to come true, and so Donkey and obviously Pauline are trying to make their journey down there, so are the villains with Voidco. I just feel like there's going to be a lot of lore in this game, and I'm excited. I have no clue what the heck Pauline is doing as a young child in this game, and I'm going to make a whole dedicated video on that and what I think is going on. A lot of people are like, it's Nintendo, they don't have to make it make sense, they don't care about the timeline or anything like that. Yeah, but you're talking about a well-established, canonized character of Pauline, who's been following canon, ever since her debut, and pretty much, hasn't really changed. So for her to just be a kid out of nowhere, which is confirmed she's a 13-year-old child in this game, there has to be some type of explanation. I'm sorry, there kind of has to be for this, because it's just so weird that she's been so prominent in recent games like Mario Party Jamboree, even just recently, literally a week and a half ago, Mario Kart World. So it's kind of like, why would they just make her a child now? Are they trying to rewrite her story? Is this a timeline thing? Is she being warped here through time? Is there something else happening? Is there a curse on her where she's younger? who knows what's going on. There's just so much to talk about. I'm getting sidetracked, I'm sorry. Donkey Kong's moveset, it's so diverse. He has all these rolls and hops and double jumps, and he can even use rocks to take a double jump. He can use the rocks as like a surfboard, all Breath of the Wild style, which is really cool. They all have different properties, like some is like wet sand that you can build bridges, and then there's some that just like fly you up in the air, some are ice that you can get through lava. I mean, seriously, it's crazy. And on top of that, they just kept going because, you know, there's like vehicles you can ride, like minecart sections, and there's even like little Ramby sections where you can ride him. And on top of that, he has transformations where he can transform into these like Bananza forms, like Kong Bananza. He's like super strong and a big powerhouse. And then you have a zebra form where he's super fast and you can like sprint across water and stuff, which is so cool, man. I love that. One's my favorite one for sure. And then you even have like an ostrich one where you can fly through the air and drop bomb eggs. It's stuff like this that's just like, we didn't even need it. I mean, I was fine with whatever the game had to offer already with the digging and stuff, but like this is just such an awesome addition. And I guess it's kind of like the main feature of this game being called Donkey Kong Bananza. So all these Bananza forms come from these elders that you can find deep in the earth. And I mean, even the world building, let's jump to that. Dude, the world map is so cool. It shows you going deeper and deeper into the earth, which is like one of the coolest things ever to me because I've never seen a world map quite like this. It's just showing you how deep you are getting to the core, and it gives me like a journey to the center of the earth vibe. I can't wait to see what the core is going to look like. I hope it is kind of like a, you know, Middle Earth type of thing, or was it called like Hollow Earth, where there's like prehistoric dinosaurs and stuff down there, and it's like this giant landscape. Oh my gosh, there's so much they could do with this concept, and it's just so exciting. The worlds, the sub-levels, they're all so different, and it's just like its own little world that you're in, and it just looks so good. But it's just like they don't stop at the bare minimum in this game, where I feel like parts of Mario Kart World does feel like the bare minimum. You know, they did this and they're like, okay, we're done. Where Donkey Kong just keeps pushing stuff that doesn't need to be here, but it's here because it's just full of content. For instance, there's little skill points and almost like badges that you can equip that gives you different abilities. For instance, it might like make you swim faster, or your attacks are more powerful, or, you know, you can use your sonar at further distances. It's just stuff like that. Like, why is that in the game? But like, I'm so happy that it's there because it just shows that a lot of time was spent thinking about this stuff. There's like tons of collectibles too. There's like little lists to show you how many Bananium gems that you got. There's little lists to show you like how many of these like secret characters you found and stuff. And it's just like, oh, the collectathon is just going to be crazy here. There's even little bonus rooms that you can find, very similar to Super Mario Odyssey, where you drop down, you do a little challenge, and you leave after you collect what was a power moon, but now it's the Bananium gem. There's battle arenas for these challenge rooms. There's little puzzle rooms. Like, this one is like one of my favorite parts of the whole show. He blows a hole into the ground, and it's like it caves in and like collects all the spike balls for you to cross through. There's minecart 2D sections. There's even 2D sections that reference past Donkey Kong Country games. Like that one was like Bramble Scramble from Donkey Kong Country 2. Like, oh my gosh. And this one's like a classic one from the original DK. There's so much going on. It blew my mind watching this because I'm like, it just feels like there's so much content here. Unless I'm missing something, and unless it's just like we can actually beat this game extremely fast, it just feels like it's just full to the brim of things to do, things to collect, places to search and look for, and just tons of bonus content as well. This game is very Odyssey coded. Like, it also like follows a lot of the same things. Once again, still adding content to this game by giving Donkey Kong and Pauline costumes. But not only are there costumes, but even one-upping Odyssey, they all have special features as well. For instance, maybe a pair of trousers will allow you to swim faster, or maybe some will allow you to have treasure chests spawn more often and stuff like that, which is really cool. And I just love them having like little perks and reasons to put them on too, outside of just style purposes. You can also dye Donkey Kong's fur different colors. I thought that was pretty awesome. And still, once again, it continues to keep going. There's rest areas that you can find and build where you can sit and get your health back, relax, and even listen to music. There's a little jukebox where you can find CDs throughout your journey and bring them to the jukebox, and you can actually listen to songs. I'm like, dude, that's just so good. But once again, like I said, it's just the extra little add-ons and details that once again, we didn't need, but it's here, and it's just like, I appreciate them for that. Like, you can actually have 2 players, where one player maybe is not the funnest thing in the world, but still, one player can control Pauline and use mouse mode, or, you know, probably just regular controls to move a cursor around and fire things at enemies and bosses, while one player actually moves Donkey Kong. It's pretty cool. There's also game share, where you can play with somebody else, and you can even play with somebody else online with game share, which is crazy. Even if they don't have the game, they could play alongside with you. Like, why? It's like the most generous thing I've ever seen from Nintendo. Like, are you kidding me? I knew we knew about this ahead of time, but just seeing it with Donkey Kong Bonanza, it just really opened my eyes to like how much love was in this game. Still, once again, we're not done, because Nintendo's like, you know what, let's take it a step further. Let's also allow you to use the mouse mode in order to just play around in a Donkey Kong artist mode, where you can just like craft sculptures, paint them, use different, you know, objects and materials. It's just like, who asked for this? No one. But who in the world would be mad about this being in the game? Absolutely no one. Am I done? No, because there's an Amiibo coming out with it, because it has Donkey Kong and Pauline, and if you scan it, you get Pauline's diva dress, which is like her signature dress when she's older. And on top of that, you can scan other Amiibo from the Donkey Kong series to get like these gold Kong letters that are like super explosive. Who cares? But once again, such a neat little addition that just adds to the content of this game. And then you can scan any other Amiibo as well, and it gives you like this giant spherical form of, you know, I guess a piece of land that you need in that area. Like, he needed ice in order to get past the fire section. But it's just like, there's just so much stuff. There's so much stuff in this game. And that's just what we've seen so far. I'm really hoping they're hiding like a big secret, like King K. Rool's return, or some type of like really big, crazy ending. But I really am trying to sit here and think of anything, and I mean anything, that I dislike about this game right now. Anything that I'm not happy about with this game right now. Anything that the Direct didn't make me happy about. And the more I sit here and watch this, you know, Nintendo Direct gameplay footage and, you know, the stuff that I've seen, there's nothing. There's nothing that I don't like about this game. The voice acting and the music, dude. Pauline singing, it almost felt like magical at the end of the trailer. It felt like a, you know, a classic Pixar movie or a Disney movie, like a Disney princess, like Beauty and the Beast, or even like a Wreck-It Ralph moment, where like Ralph and Vanellope in that movie, you know, they just have like this bond, and it just makes you like almost emotional watching this Direct. I can't even put into words. This just seems like the most effort I've seen Nintendo put in a game since I don't even know how long. I honestly want to say since Kirby and the Forgotten Land and Luigi's Mansion 3. I praise those games for going above and beyond with their content and ideas. And, you know, I don't say it often. I didn't think Mario Wonder did that. I didn't think, you know, Tears of the Kingdom did that personally. I still don't think Mario Kart World has done that. And the problem is, it's just like, why can't every Nintendo game feel like this? Why can't every Nintendo game, major release, feel like it's just full of content and ideas and just love poured into it? Especially when Nintendo's charging like $80 for some of these games, like they're doing with Mario Kart World, and I'm sure the next 3D Mario is going to also be $80, but I'm sure it's going to be worth it. But still, I mean, I look at stuff, like I said, I've about 50 hours in Mario Kart World and done pretty much a general good chunk of this game, and I've seen pretty much everything that there is to be seen in the game, and I just don't feel like the game is worth that $80 price tag. This game, Donkey Kong Bonanza, isn't even out yet, and it's $70, and I already feel like it's perfectly priced, because, I mean, I feel like everything that I've seen without even touching this game yet looks like a $70 game, you know what I mean? I mean, shoot, what I've seen so far, I wouldn't even be mad if it was $80, because it just looks like it's full of content, it's full of stuff to do, it's full of great mystery and wonder and, you know, love poured in from the developers. I can't stop talking about this game. I had to stop, though. I'll go on forever. But yeah, I'll probably make a whole video talking about, you know, this in Mario Kart World. I know a lot of people online are talking about right now that they feel like this game should have been the launch title for Nintendo, a big single-player focused game. And it's hard to say. When you look at how popular Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was, you can't really say that, you know, especially when you look at how well Mario Kart World and the Switch 2 are selling right now. Switch 2's already sold 3.5 million units, which is like an all-time record for Nintendo. So yeah, the console sales are there, the game sales are there. You can't really argue that. But still, yeah, I think a lot of people are starting to, you know, open their eyes with this game. I know I am. I was already like excited for this game for sure, you know, but I'm not gonna lie, I was wanting my 3D Mario still. This is gonna scratch the itch. It's still not my 3D Mario, let's be serious, because there's just something different about Mario. It's a different style of game for sure, but it's definitely like, I'm not even thinking about Mario right now. Like, this game, it's kind of my Mario. I can wait a while longer. This game is so good. Like, I am so happy with Nintendo and what they pulled with this game. And the fact that we're playing it in less than a month is so exciting. But enough of me yapping. Let me know down below, what do you think of Donkey Kong Bonanza, and what did you think of the Nintendo Direct? Has it been super an exciting morning for you? Have you been just watching this game? Are you excited for it? Are you maybe still let down for some reason? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm very curious. Both sides. Maybe if you're still not sure about this game or let down a little bit, let me know why, because I'd be very curious, because this game looks so good. But thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out. We are trying to reach 400,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and only you can make that happen by leaving a like and subscribing and stay up to date on everything Donkey Kong. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Thank you guys for tuning in, and like always, I'll see you in the next one, and have a blessed day, guys. See ya.